Hey guys, and welcome back to the Fish Mug. So in this video, I wanted to present to you a cool little project that I did. I wanted to have like one of those LED backlit backgrounds on my big 55-gallon tank, but I didn't really want to go spend $1,000 on it for that size. I mean, it's 4 feet long, about 2 feet high. Anyway, I wish I had taken more progress pictures and videos for you, but I had no idea that my future included being a YouTube creator. So I'll do the best that I can in the pictures and explanations that I have. One of the first things I like to do when I'm like building out a new design is I like to go outside on the table in my driveway and kind of mock it up. So that's what you see here. This wood here I got from the lake behind my house. And the stone is actually stone that I paid for. I don't usually pay for stone. I'll just grab things out of the lake or out of my yard. But this is Syriu stone. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, I actually paid for that, and it was a pretty penny. I'll tell you that. I usually, want to do this out my driveway because it's kind of a mess, and I can just tape it out on a rug or a piece of rug or a piece of blanket or whatever. And yeah, so and here's the finished product. We're all done. That's it. You guys have any questions? I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go over the basic materials that I used. What I'll try to do is put some links down in the description to everything. A lot of stuff I got off Amazon, but there's other sites and stuff. So, this will just give you a general shopping list idea. Obviously, the first thing you need are LEDs. I got those off of Amazon. Keep in mind, the tighter that the spacing of the individual LEDs, the better. More LEDs though means more power. So you may want to keep that in mind too. Mine are like about an inch apart, I think. So you'll see in the description at Amazon. The next thing you need is channeling. So I use extruded aluminum channeling that I bought from a site, and in this case, this stuff is for edge lit acrylic signs. Google that if you want to see what that is. It really cool. These are like if you have kids and they have those little night lights that has like a was it a Pikachu, and it's and it lights up with the LEDs up through the plastic. That's like an acrylic sign. So you can make that on a large scale, and this aluminum channeling is for that. The LED strips slide into those grooves that are in this channeling. If you see all the grooves in the picture right here. Okay, the next thing you need is a controller. I was going to make my own because I'm a computer geek by nature, and I was going to use like an Arduino board or a Raspberry Pi or something like that. But then I found this little gem. It was like $50, I think, something like that. And I was like, yes, like no brainer. I mean, it's already got everything. It was perfect. It was ready to go out the gate. It has its own web interface. It connects to your Wi-Fi. It even like it'll play to the beat of music and stuff if you want it to. So you could use it for Christmas trees and for your outdoor lighting and yeah, I mean for parties. It's a cool little gadget, guys. I mean, don't waste your time trying to do it yourself. This thing's got it done for you. Of course, you need like a mirror or some kind of glass or a giant piece of acrylic. In this case, I used a mirror. I had an old closet door that I could cut to fit. So I'll tell you something. Cutting big giant glass like that is not for the faint of heart. It was a big piece of glass, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared, but I got it done. I almost broke out like the end where I couldn't like get the cut perfect with the glass cutter, but yeah, I made it work. Worked okay. The next thing you need is some privacy frosted film like you would use in, your bathroom on your windows for privacy, that sort of thing. Maybe an office building might use it for, glass doors in an office room. But yeah, so I experimented with a bunch of things here and really took my time trying to find the best medium that would give me the longest throw of the light through the whole, because I had to traverse 2 feet from top to bottom, the light. And so, you'll see in my, I'll show it in the end, but you'll see it's darker in the middle. The light doesn't make it all the way through. That's what I was trying to find, and I tried like I did some like frosted paint, I did some white paint, I did white paper, I did a film, I did I did a bunch of things. I got a I should wonder if I should get a picture of the glass. I still had the mirror right over here that I had all this stuff on, but you get the idea. All right, so but in the end, the film worked the best with the most even coverage because it was just one nice smooth sheet, and yeah, I didn't have to worry about like my paint being too thick or too thin and showing weird, you know, strokes with the spray can. All right, next thing you need is duct tape. No, 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 duct tape. Yeah. Okay. So I use black. Color doesn't really matter. It's in the back. You don't see it anyway, and you know, it's up to you. Whatever your aesthetic, might be. And also get some 3M like industrial double-sided tape. And this is what I use to like tape the entire thing to the glass of the tank. And yeah, I mean, it worked really good. Obviously you need other tools. You need a miter saw maybe, or a glass cutter, scissors. Aluminum is soft enough that you can cut with like just about any blade, even like a wood blade, or even like a hacksaw. It doesn't have to look pretty, guys, because you're gonna use the tape and cover it all anyway, so you're not gonna see it. It's in the back. So, don't worry about it being like super pretty or anything like that. And the spacing, and I had to do it perfect because that's how I am, but you don't have to. I had another problem too. The channeling, so like it's made for a 1/4 inch acrylic, but the glass or the mirror piece was not thick enough, so I had to fill in the area around with some like thin rubber tubing that I went around the whole inner edge to fill in the gap. So just keep that in mind. And when you're cutting this aluminum channel at the very end, you have to leave like a little, cut out like a little area so that your wires can hang out and down. So and you slide the lighting, the LED strip all the way through the entire like 4 pieces, and then you kind of fold it and make sure you're not folding over an LED. So you got to kind of space it and scoot it around a little bit until it's where the material can fold without being right on an LED weld or what have you. Okay. So you see here how I use the duct tape to hold this whole thing together. And I did it kind of like a picture frame. So if you ever got a picture framed like professionally, they'll tape the whole back up and they'll put like this backing on it and it's all taped together, I guess, just to kind of give it some stability. So that's really what I did here. It's the only way the whole thing's held together is duct tape. There was there was no way to fasten it any other way. So anyway, so the backing on this closet door was like a bonus. If you notice, there's like this mesh like material glued to the whole back, I guess for safety in case the glass broke, it would not shatter all over the place. So that was nice. That worked out nice for me. And if you see how I covered the edge, the edges along the tank where I taped the whole frame to the tank, I put duct tape over the spacing there because I didn't want the light to leak out. So if you looked at the tank from the side, you wouldn't see the light leaking out. Okay, and then and also like if you look down there in the bottom corner, you'll see that the controller is literally hanging down from the channel. So after that, what I use some Velcro and just kind of stuck it onto the back of the stand there. So I can reach around and turn it off if I need to. There's like a little power button on this thing too, but I never need to. I also have like a PVC board that I use to raise the whole thing up to get it to the right level. So the whole thing is, secured to the tank with the 3M industrial double-sided tape along the whole, the whole backside of it. And I did not want this stuff to fall off, because the water might get back there and it might, I might lose the stickiness and, what have you. So that's how it's attached. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this earlier, but that little controller, the whole thing is powered from a single USB cable. Like the lights, the controller, and everything. One USB cable comes out of that and goes into my power strip in the cabinet underneath. Like some power strips will have a USB port for you, like for charging your phone and stuff like that. Mine does too. So yeah, the whole thing's powered by USB. And just and it connects to my Wi-Fi on my home network, and it's got this web interface. And guys, I mean, I don't even know the guys at this company, but this thing, it rocks. I'm telling you, it really does. It's very cool. Just make sure that the USB that's powering it is like something like 2 amps or something. Yeah, so it has enough power to push all those LEDs. Okay, so here's another cool thing. So my lights are suspended with two of these rather modified gooseneck flexible brackets. They weren't made for this a brand of LED aquarium light, so I had to make some modifications. Also, like I had to cut off where, like if you look here in the picture, I had to where it connects on the frame. They went down lower, but my you know my background frame was coming up, so I had to like kind of slice off the bottom, and I was worried about integrity, but it worked out okay. The holders on the brackets up above, they where they hold the actual LED, aquarium light, weren't made for this brand. So I had to like melt the plastic with my heat gun and kind of reshape a little bit. And then I even like, this LED strip was made out of, it's in an aluminum channel, like aluminum, extruded aluminum. So I drilled and tapped tiny holes in it and then put screws in there and screwed it right to my bracket. So that worked out really cool with something like machine screws. Man, it works great. I love this thing. It came out better than I expected because I could actually swing the light up out of my way, do some maintenance and stuff, and then bend it back down, and it moves super easy. Oh, it's been going for a long time. So longevity, not worried about it at all. Um, I'll put the links down too to those because like I think I'm gonna put this on every tank. This one that I got was made for framed tanks. So if you have rimless, well, I wonder if they would work. I don't know. I'll look. You can check it out, but you could probably find the same exact thing for rimless ones. So for if you have a rimless tank, but yeah, they're super nifty, and I recommend uh, getting those because I can't tell you how many times I've almost dropped my stupid LEDs into the tank when I'm doing stuff because they have the wire brackets that are holding it on the edges, and they're horrible. This thing, don't have to worry about that at all. And you're actually going to see this thing in action when I film it. This is the cichlid tank that this is all done on right now. So the cichlid tank, when I film that in a separate video, I'll show you how that light thing goes up and down. I'll probably do it throughout the whole video, right? Okay. All right. How about some examples of it in action? All right. So how cool is that? Look at these. I can change the colors. I can change the speed and all sorts of stuff. The interface for this controller, I mean, it even has scheduling capabilities. I have it come on automatically in the morning, and then I change it to my sunset program at night, and then I power it off when I'm like sleeping. The best time to experience it is obviously at night, because it's just so cool. And I work late at night, so like even right now while I'm recording this, I'm like over here looking at it. It's in the nighttime mode, and I mean, it's so zen. It's like ooh, and then I'll just sit there and stare at it for a while, and then I'm like, I got to get back to work. Hey, so you see those grading pieces down at the bottom of the tank? They're the egg crate stuff that you can get at the hardware store that you put in your drop down ceiling lights, those big old lights, and it's like a diffuser. And yeah, it's plastic. You just cut them up and make them fit to your tank, and they're perfect for protecting the bottom glass from like big rocks. Like I have a couple tanks, like especially this one that has big rocks in it. So, as the fish are digging around, especially cichlids or whatnot, they're digging around, the rock could come down, and if it just hits the glass right, it could crack it. So, yeah, so you just put this stuff down, and then your substrate just covers it all, and you don't have to worry about a thing. Yeah, you won't even see it. So that's going to wrap it up. As always, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them and help you along. And yeah, and something else, I think I'm supposed to say this in my videos, like especially at the end. Some people do it right in the middle, but please click the like and the subscribe buttons and all those other buttons that you're supposed to click. All right, thanks. We'll see you next time on the Fish Mug.